Hello YouTube. So, back at you guys with another video today. Decided, why not do it on Ventus? He's got some nice overlap and it's gonna come up on a couple more videos, so I will not be going into Ventus on this. Just to point that out, like, I'm gonna touch on him a little bit, but Ventus is getting his own separate video because there's a couple of fan theories involving Ventus that I needed to address as well. So, start with Ventus as a character. When we're introduced to him, he's I'm actually gonna skip over his birth by sleep origins. I'm gonna go with so I'm gonna start with like what we know about him from Kingdom Hearts Key and Union Cross and Unchained Key and all of that. So we know we're introduced to him after the Keyblade War happens. He's apparently one of the Dandelions. Just like Brain, Laurium, Ephemera, and Scold, he's chosen to be one of the foretellers after the end of the Keyblade War. The other four, he's given, the rule book, which is basically a book of rules that all of the new foretellers have to follow. And what ends up happening is like a big thing, I guess, is for them, they decided to go back to like the old location where the foretellers were. And, they set up shop in Daybreak Town again and everything. Ephemera, talks everyone into, hey, look, let's not form unions because that's what caused all the problems last time. It'd be smarter for us to stay, together and, not split apart just yet. And, like, the last bit of information we really have on, like, the key events for Ventus, and again, I touched more on Ephemera in this video, which is sad, and Ephemera and Scold are probably getting their own videos as well. I'm going to probably lump them together. After that, though, they basically, Ephemera, Scold, and Ventus all leave, and they go in order to, essentially set up new spirits. They want to make new Chirithes. So, Ephemera, Scold, and Ventus go to find, the materials in order to make it, while Brain and Laurium stay at Daybreak Town in order to keep watch over the friggin', Storyteller's hideout, or headquarters, or location, whatever you want to call it, the tower, the clock tower. So, sometime after that, chronologically, it's about, I want to say 3 or 4 years before Terra and Aqua take their Mark of Mastery. Ventus is attacked. Ventus is training under Master Xehanort and is refusing to use the darkness to fight. So, he's losing to a bunch of Neo Shadows, and essentially Xehanort's way of like, no, I'm fucking done with your shit, boy, is to take his Keyblade and rip out Ventus from Ventus's heart, shattering Ventus's heart and essentially leaving him comatose. So what ends up happening is he's left on Destiny Islands by Xehanort, and while left there, his heart touches Sora's, and Sora, offers up some of his heart in order to help repair and fix what's wrong with Ventus. This leads directly into, like, Ventus's memories getting shattered and him not knowing, like, where he is or what's going on or any of that. And, that directly heads into, the events of Birth by Sleep, with, Ventus being left in the care of Master Eriquis and, being trained with, Aqua and Terra, with Aqua basically forming like a big sister / kind of like mother complex over the both of them, and Terra getting like this really weird big brother complex, and Ventus becoming like a, no, I want to be by Terra's side, he's my best friend, he's my brother kind of situation, which, makes sense. I mean, when he was brought to them, he had no memories. Like, it's explained that, no, he, like, I actually have to reread that, but, he did not have any of his memories when he came back. Like he was essentially shattered. Um, so the events about Birth by Sleep happen. He leaves, goes his own Keyblade journey. It all accumulates into the Keyblade graveyard where he has to fight Vanitas. Uh, and the whole time he's fighting Unversed and stuff, which are Vanitas, the dark side of his heart, gaining emotion. And while he's fighting, the Vanitas inside of his own heart, after they merge and form the original Keyblade, uh, he ends up winning at just as Aqua beats him on the outside, essentially shattering the original Keyblade, which is how we end up with the 13 pieces of darkness and the 7 pieces of light. At the same time, Ventus's heart is just gone. It's completely shattered beyond repair, and he's been laying essentially in a coma for the last 13 years now in Kingdom Hearts or some ridiculous thing. In the Land of Departure, which became Castle Oblivion, and his heart is asleep inside Sora. So when Sora turned into a Heartless, the part of him that's Ventus ended up helping to create Roxas. On top of that, technically aspects of Ventus also were put into both Namine and Shion as well. I mean, to a lesser extent for both of them. And Roxas is definitely like, no, he looks like Ventus. Like, I've actually argued with people like, no, I'm pretty sure Roxas is technically Ventus's nobody, if you really want to think about it that way. Sora's just a conduit and not much else to it, but that's like a super niche way of thinking about it. What this leads up to, though, is like that's essentially his story. Like, there's a little bit more to it than that, and like I'm not going to touch into a lot more here because I'm going to touch more into like on Vanitas in his video and Xehanort in his video and Sora in his video and Aqua in her video and all of that. So like everyone else is going to get their own little bits and parts. So like the next thing is like Ventus himself is a very caring person, like to the point where he's reckless in like how much he cares. Like he will go out and he'll do stupid shit and basically throw everything away in order to try and save and protect the people he cares about. He also seems to be a very caring person to the point where like when they were handed the rule books and stuff and they awoke from the they awoke from being asleep through the Keyblade War, he wanted to go out and just tell the rest of the Dandelions, like, no, this is what happened. Like, this is the problems right here. Like, these are the events of the Keyblade War. We need to remember these. Which he was talked down to by Ephemera and Brain, if I remember. Or it might have been Brain who said it, and it was talked down by Ephemera and Scold. I forget. All I know is Ephemera, like, a lot comes back around to him. And I'm going to touch a lot into, like I said, I'm going to do a video on Ephemera and Scold and, like, theories I have on them and stuff. But no, a lot of, like, Ventus's personality, a lot of, like, how Ventus acts and such, you can see in both Roxas and in Sora, which is really nice. And the other, like, I guess, like, the other thing for me is, like, he wields his Keyblade differently from most Keyblade wielders. Most of them prefer like a forward-facing, style where the blade is facing away from you. Ventus actually fights with more of a Shin style, where it's the blade is behind him instead of in front of him, so it's facing him, which is interesting. He's the only one we've seen do that in Kingdom Hearts so far. And no, I actually kind of like it. It's really neat, like unique character bit for him. And there's honestly, there's probably a lot more to his character. We just don't know yet. We're probably gonna get a lot of like lore dumps and information on him and stuff in the coming weeks leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing, and we'll probably get a little bit more in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that's entirely what I'm assuming. But you guys let me know what you think on that in the comments below. And I do, believe he is going to come back in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, there's no way he's not. In fact, the final battle trailer where we get, the whole look at like the Keyblade fight, like the Keyblade war between the 13 and the 7, we do see Ventus in there. He's one of the people who gets chained up, which is sad because it means like Ventus just woke up from a coma, which is not atrophied at all. By the way, like I just want to point that out there. Like he's not like this is no physical therapy kind of thing. Like, I guess you could say magic and bullshit, but like, god damn it, Ventus. That's pretty much like it for this video. Like, there's not much else for me to really say because if I talk more on Ventus now, I'm gonna have less to say when I do, the other videos for the characters connected to him. I just want to get Ventus out of the way real quick. I'm probably gonna do I'm thinking I'm gonna do like one of like what I think of the Guardians of Light, or like Ephemeris Gold, that kind of thing, the new foretelers, and then do like basically like the Seekers of Darkness in between them, or like other important characters I think are gonna come back. Like, I'd love to do a video on the Masters and Lucio and all that, but that's probably not gonna happen. So I'm probably gonna do like a retrospective on them and then add in like the box and all of that and my theories and thoughts on that and see, just where it goes. Anyways, so this will be my video for the day 6, which I think fits Ventus pretty well here. But that'll be it, and this will be me signing out.